who knows nothing can understand nothing. Plunge deeper into the darkness, and your heart will grow even stronger.
Good tidings, everybody, and welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. This is episode 110. 110.
That's pretty good,
That
dude.
is pretty good,
That
dude.
is pretty
That
good.
is pretty
of the
good.
longest running Kingdom Hearts podcast in the Omniverse.
Yeah. Wow, dude, thank you for helping me with the intro. Normally I had to carry that all by myself, but you just jumped in and helped
Okay,
me.
I've been up for a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
Normally I roll out of bed, half my hair is sticking upwards and half of it's sideways, and I'm like,
Okay.
and that's not your fault. That's
I was
my
gonna
fault.
say, I was gonna say,
But you get a different Jason.
is it really on me to wake you up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon,
Yes.
dude? Like,
Yes,
come on.
you're my brother.
Anyway, if you guys haven't realized, it is me, Mike, and Jason, brothers in time. Why was I gonna say that?
Brothers in time.
We're brothers in time. Ugh. And we like put our fists together,
Ching.
and then we turn them.
Oh, we lock it?
We lock it, and then that's how we travel time.
Oh my god.
Maybe we have like rings
ring,
on too.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah, we're
definitely.
just like, let's time travel, brother.
Boom. Ching.
I don't know. Anyway, this is episode 110 of the longest running Kingdom Hearts podcast, and the first episode of the Time Brothers.
Yes.
You just
The lore is deepened and widened.
We created a spinoff in the middle of our podcast, Time Brothers. Anyway, this episode is going to be great, and I know because we've already done most of it. We recorded an interview with regular Pat,
It was a banger.
the subpar
was
Pat's B.
A banger.
It was great. He's a very funny, a lot more charismatic guy than I thought he was.
Yeah, dude.
First time talking to him, and it was great. It was a great time. So that's going to be at the end of the show here. We have a little bit of news to talk about, and then we're going to jump into the question of the week, and then it'll be regular Pat time. So
Oh yeah, dude. And
First of all-
he's one of the boys.
he's one of the boys now.
If you can even tolerate us, you're gonna love him, dude.
Yeah. And I didn't even yell at him about Kingdom Hearts 1.
True, actually.
I stayed.
He was so just
The worst thing I
enthralled
said is
with
we don't like
regular Pat.
Monstro.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing I said.
think
about
so.
Kingdom Hearts 1. Yeah. Jason, this Saturday, tomorrow, if you're listening to this podcast on the day it releases,
If
March
you are,
27th.
shout outs to you. Love you. Appreciate you.
is March Caprice. And we got some answers from regular Pat on what exactly March Caprice is, but it's a little too late. To be honest. Now I'm like, whatever, we're in it. It doesn't matter. We will be doing a mini episode of the live podcast tomorrow at 6 p.m. on twitch.tv/Super SpikeGhetti Bros for March Caprice. We will be doing a Kingdom Hearts 1 tier list where we rank every Kingdom Hearts 1 character in front of your eyes on Twitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I would love for as many of you as possible to be there
Yes.
because they gave us pretty much a primetime slot.
Oh
okay?
yeah. Oh yeah.
6 to 7 p.m. That's
On a
on a
Saturday,
Saturday. That's a pretty big deal. And so we gotta show them. It's like when you get the band that sells the most tickets to the Battle of the Bands. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, dude.
So we need you guys to pop in and be there. There's events going on all day for March Caprice. In order to keep up with it, follow them on Twitter at March Caprice KH. Okay, at March Caprice KH. That's what Pat said, right?
Yes.
Okay, you gave me a look like I said something wrong.
No. I was thinking to make sure that was right.
Yeah, March Caprice KH. And join in as many things as you can. There's a bunch of people making merch. There's people making art. Our own member Fabio the Iguana has a cover of Sanctuary that's premiering a half hour before we start,
Hell yeah.
and I'm very fucking stoked to hear it because he's the man. Our friend Preferred Whale is going on right after us.
It's just back to
So-
back to back bangers.
Yes. Our friend Shibuya Gato speedrunning earlier in the afternoon. Regular
yes.
Pat has a video. There's other people.
Tatsu's doing a thing.
Tatsu's doing a thing early on in the afternoon. Phil Games has a channel trailer.
Ooh,
Ava has a
okay.
channel trailer.
Okay.
Water KH is premiering. It says premiering KH2 crowd control mod. on Sunday, because there's more on Sunday too.
Oh shit.
So please check. There'll be a schedule, I'm sure, on their website or on their Twitter. Please check it out. But for sure, fuck all those other people. Make sure you're there at 6 p.m. at twitch.tv/Super Spikegetti Bros to hang out with us, do the tier list. I might even let you affect where I tier things sometimes. I might go, you guys might go, well, Waka's D because he's racist. And I'm like, well, I was going to put him in C, but if you guys say so, I'll move him down. Right? So please, 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 please be there for that tomorrow. And we're also, I don't know what I was going to say there. But please join us for March Caprice. It's a really cool event. There's a lot of cool things going on with it. A lot of video essays, a lot of just different... And
it's so cool because right now, everyone, we're kind of in like a dry spell of Kingdom Hearts news and stuff. But we have a Saturday and Sunday of just dubs for the Kingdom Hearts boys.
Exactly, for the community. So please go check that stuff out, support it. The idea is originally supposed to be like a virtual con, but they couldn't figure out the way to make it work. But hopefully it transforms into a real Kingdom Hearts con, and then we can go to it when COVID's not stupid.
Hell yeah, dude.
That would be my dream, and that I can meet all of you, and we can do a Super Spikegetti Bros panel.
Dude, that would be nuts.
At the live March Caprice. That would be sick.
Yeah, dude.
We're just sitting up on there, and I'm like posing, and everybody's like, ah! The two people in there. Woo! It's BioRoxas and some other guy.
It'd probably be like Boondocks or something.
Yeah, they'd be like, woo! Anyway, let's move on, Jason, to the question of the week. This week's question of the week comes from Jip. Is it Jip?
Well, I think last week was Jip.
No, this is right. It's not Jip. It's Roxas Oblivion, a newer member of the Discord. And they want to know what character would make the best/worst roommate in college and why. So starting off would be Phil Games. And he says, best would be Axel because I don't know, he just seems like the kind of person that I'd become friends with most easily. And worst, as much as I love him, would be Demix because I would end up having to do all the work. And to that I say, screw work. You've got the wrong guy. I'm not comfortable with that. Wait. So he's saying him and Demix are the same.
Wait a second.
Alex Assemble alternatively says best would probably be Roxas or Demix because they'd both be too lazy to clean anything up. LMAO, plus they're cool dudes.
Wait, why is that a positive? I'm confused.
He's saying that it would just be a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't clean anything up either.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he's like, we just live in garbage.
Like swine.
Like swine. Worst would probably be Larxene because she'd be bitching about literally everything she can possibly bitch about and would be bringing dudes back to the room, forcing me out, and it would just be a mess.
It'd be crusty, dude.
And then Alex also added, please don't grief me. I'm trying my best. Sad face.
Mike, don't do it.
Well, Alex, great answers,
dude,
bud.
Yeah, that was a really good answer.
I do want to say,
I love the crustine hate, dude. That's an A+ for me, dude.
I would want to say, if there's a electric sock on the door, Alex, don't go in.
Yeah.
Don't go in.
Or a crusty one. She is very crusty.
Billy Kid Lawrence says, worst, any of the females, such as Aqua, Mommy, because I'd be that friend-zoned lamer sitting in the corner alone while they bring back hot jocks like Riku.
No.
And I'd rather not be romantically and sexually frustrated every day, having to listen to them do it while I work on math problems.
Feels bad, dude.
Best, Zemnis, because we would toke up together and his soothing voice speaking sweet... With his soothing voice speaking sweet philosophical nothings into my ear while I'm high, will just butter my biscuits. And then he adds...
Why, yes, the biscuits of life are buttered by the knife that cuts out our hearts. Gravy.
Oh my God.
Wildcat Diana says, worst roommate, probably Cyx. I would have to go out every time there was a full moon in the sky. There would be a danger of him turning berserk mode by accident if there were any problems in the residence, and even if not, he would go like, the moon exhilarates me. The moon shines down. Imagine me trying to sleep or finish my homework and then some frat guys start to make noise and all of a sudden your roommate just turns buff and blue and goes, I call on the moon's pale light.
Oh my God.
True.
He's just doing like the rage dashing in his room.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Best would be Riku. He's a very mature and put together young man. has mastered his darkness at the age of 18 and is very polite and correct. And also, one day he would realize Sora and Kyrie are going to become more serious with the relationship, and he's going to need someone for consolation. And as you know, I would 100% volunteer Diana, horny on Maine. I love it. That's funny. Original Dreamer has 2 answers, one from them and one from their sister. Their answer, probably Riku because he seems like he would keep more to himself and keep clean. Ventus would be a close second because he's Ventus. Is there really more to say? Mine is the fear that he's a murderer.
Yeah.
Worst, Vanitas just seems like he would be an asshole. Loud, snarky, and couldn't give 2 shits. Demic's close second because he'd be loud and messy. And then their sister's answer. Best, Sora and Ventus because they are good, wholesome boys and they seem to be clean. Worst, Axel Lee because he seems like he'd be messy and walk around shirtless. Apparently. Cough. She sims for Axel. Cough.
That would just be so terrible.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be awful. If Axel was my roommate.
If he was just like shirtless all the time. And,
oh,
like,
that would be so bad.
I just saw his like pecs and like his abs and like it'd just be like so annoying.
Oh,
like you're so weird. Like put
terrible.
a shirt on if you want.
Right? Why would you ever?
Wouldn't you be cold? Can I be your shirt?
Jesus Christ. Chip Cooper says, best, Roxas. Worst, Larxene. Hope that answer wasn't too long.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you, Chip.
Thank you.
What a hero. What a hero. I Escape says, question of the week. Okay, so I missed last week, so I'm going to throw that in here too. I'll answer with my most favorite... Why can't I read? I'll answer with my most favorite entry worlds. Man, I gotta say, throughout all the games, I still have a soft spot for Kingdom Hearts 1's Hollow Bastion, 2 would be the world that never was, 3 would be Toy Box, and DDD, you guessed it, Traverse Town. For this question of the week, I would say the worst roommate would be young Xehanort. I feel like all he would talk about is darkness and just always monologuing about how he doesn't like me or this world and how my time in this world is.
Yeah. Definitely Quinch.
He says, the best roommate is Aqua. Little devil emoji. I'm going to have my own mark of mastery for her if you catch my drift. Jesus Christ. I didn't realize this would become a horny question. Yeah, I guess everybody's in college experimenting and having a good time, you know?
Also,
Whatever.
to go back to Chip Cooper's, dude, you could have just said rocks and larks and we would have known.
Yeah, we would have gotten it. So. SB Cat says, worst would be Vanitas. He just seems like he thinks he's too good to clean up, and I don't like being messy. So all my free time would be spent cleaning and loudly saying to myself, I love when people repeatedly leave cereal in their bowl in the sink, and it clogs up our drain, and we have to call the plumber. I don't know what type of cereal would block a sink, but it's Vanitas, so who knows?
Yeah.
Best. Probably Potato Sack Ansem.
Oh.
Now hear me out.
Okay.
Let's say me and a loosey-goosey lady are being intimate. Don't worry, Mrs. SB Cat, I would never. And he gets back from a trip to wherever the fuck he went. I know for a fact he would make his presence known by saying,
the door to this room has been opened.
So he's a bro for the courtesy announcement. Can't ask for more than that, can you?
Bro, true.
A meaningless effort. One who knows nothing can understand nothing.
DP Grant says, best, Merlin. Besides being able to do chores with the flick of his wand, he has a funny voice that amuses me. Also, he has the Winnie the Pooh book, so I can visit 100 Acre Wood and go torture Piglet whenever I wished.
Oh my god.
Worst, Pence. I like to keep a clean place, and he'd probably leave food wrappers everywhere. We're really just fat shaming Pence on the podcast based on no evidence. Maybe it's genetics, DP Grant. Maybe he doesn't eat a lot.
He's just one of those guys where in middle school he's a bit chunky, and then in high school he flourishes,
Yeah,
dude.
Can't believe this. Meteor Phoenix says, worst, Larxene. I just feel like it'd be too much, you know? She's cool and all, but I think I'd be deflecting passive-aggressive insults and knives after work, and I'm not about that. Best, King Mickey. Wait, listen. He already has a castle, so really, I get to live in a castle. Plus, he's barely even there. Usually just leaves his wife a note and fucks off for a year or two, so basically I get the whole castle to myself. Meteor Phoenix with some five-head...
True.
I think
dude, and then the brooms just like clean up everything?
I think in this scenario, though, you'd have to live on campus, so... I mean, the thing about him leaving still applies.
Yeah,
But I don't think you could live in the
probably.
castle. Maybe he'd bring a
He would
broom
just
with
leave a
him.
note.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I'm gonna go. I met some co-eds and we're gonna go drive down the coast. Ha Fuck off. DJ Korn says, best, Pence. His vibe screams, I'll cover for you with the RAs. I'll help you with your homework. Hit the parties with you, but make sure you get back to the dorm. He'll keep his shit neat, but also cleans up your stuff because he's bored. And most importantly, he'll abide by the sock on the door code. Plus, he's super chill and someone you can actually hang out with and will always have your back. See, DP Grant, that's how you should address Pence. How dare you?
I like the bored.
Yeah, that she put it in quotes. Bored. Worst, Larkseen.
Hell
She's
yes.
nosy, crusty, and
Yes,
loud.
yes.
Will definitely tattle on your ass.
Uh-huh.
Will most likely
Snitch.
always have some simp-ass boy toy in the room.
Yeah.
And is definitely a person that crosses the line from messy to dirty. Plus, she'd probably eat your snacks and use your shit
yeah.
and give zero fucks.
Yeah, dude. The only thing she has in there is like fucking a jar of just fucking disgusting ass mayonnaise, dude. It's expired. You know how long mayonnaise lasts and it's expired?
Yeah. It's not even mayonnaise, it's Miracle Whip.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
Zelda Strife says best, Aqua. I picture her as a really clean and organized individual who not only labels her food, but yours as well. Also, I can picture her liking to cook and be cheery about cooking for you. Worst, Vanitas. He would be such a dick all the time,
Yeah.
and his taste in significant others would leave a lot to be desired. So, with Vanitas, you're also worried about the shitty girlfriend, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Jip214 says, this is out there, but I'd want to live with Pence. We could be gamer buddies.
Hell yeah,
Plus, you know,
dude.
Pence has a degenerate sleep schedule just like me.
Hell yeah, dude.
Sora would be my pick for worst. Have you seen his room? It's so messy.
Actually,
I'm
yeah,
not
he just
about
has, like,
having
pants on the
socks on
ground.
the floor and shit. Also, he never even ate his mom's dinner. If he treats his mom that way, I can't believe how he treats his roommates. Or I can't
Actually,
imagine
yeah.
how he treats his roommates. Ansem lol.
True.
Thank you, Jip. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
dude, me and Pence, like, you know, we haven't seen each other in hours, and then we both, you know,
Pence is like, hey, bro, you want to play some Deep Cock Galactic?
yeah, or that, or, you know, we both just, like, go into the kitchen at the same time to grab some snacks from the fridge, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right. Iron Daddy says, best is Aqua, cause, well, you know, LOL. And he adds, they don't call me Iron Daddy for nothing.
Iron Daddy, no.
Christ. Okay, Energy Scott says, Lexius would be that douche who would get you in a headlock at every given opportunity just to exert his dominance. Like,
Yeah.
dude, stop. On the flip side, imagine having a shit day and you return to your room to be greeted by Sora, whose positivity just brings you back round. Good vibes from our main boy.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah. Whale, shout outs to Whale, says, best roommate, Dark Aqua, because she definitely listened to the same music as me and keep to herself. Worst roommate, Sora, because he'd want to talk all the time and I'd just want to sleep. And then finally, we have Mango, who says, best roommate, Sora, because he's so happy and friendly and would be so nice and go out of his way to help you and make sure you're doing okay. Worst roommate, Zigbar, because he's a crusty middle-aged man and it would just feel creepy.
True.
True. Let's make it interesting. Zigbar, it's 3 a.m, dude. Can you fucking relax? Come on. Anyway, that was the last answer. I really actually like this question. This was
Yeah,
funny.
that was good. That was
We
good.
got to come up with more questions like this. What's your answer, dude?
My answer for worst is 100% young Xehanort, dude. Like, are you fucking serious, dude? Like, he just this condescending ass tone all the
Yep.
fucking time. He just wants to play chess and shit, and I'm
Right.
like, dude, you literally study chess at all times.
Well,
I'm
and
not.
then, like, when you say, no, dude, I don't feel like playing chess, he's like, oh, come on, you're afraid you're going to lose to me?
Right.
And you're like, yeah, you play chess all the time, dude.
Yeah, like, stop being fucking cringe.
Right.
Like, you just want to win over and over, dude? Go play chess with some other people who you keep losing to, dickhead.
So I'm just imagining you guys getting in a fight, And then he's like, I'm gonna go talk to the RA about this.
Yeah.
And he's standing outside the doorway and he's like, your time in this dorm is, and then you slam the door on him.
Exactly. Exactly. And then best I feel like will be like Isa, dude. I feel like, you know, we'd rock the same music.
Right.
And he would like, I feel like he would low key be on some like Ignis shit. We're like
cooking for you and
yeah,
shit.
dude.
Or at least showing up with ice cream.
Yeah, exactly, dude. He's like, hey, dude, you want some food? Like, I got some food.
Right.
I feel like that would be dope.
That would be dope. For my best, I'm going with Beast. Because Beast. Okay, a
He
couple
just lives
reasons.
in a his room. Think about Beast's room for 2 seconds. He's literally living in a castle.
Okay, it's
with servants. With servants.
Hold on though.
And he's so fucking unapproachable.
Hold on though.
That his room is in
Hold on, dude, hold on.
shambles.
Okay, in this scenario, we're friends though.
Okay.
Okay, so the unapproachable thing.
But that's his room. The rest of the castle is like freaking. Even the dungeon is cleaner than his room.
I know, but hold on. Hear me out here. One, he's huge, and so if anybody ever fucked with me, I got.
Oh yeah,
Beast.
he's got your back.
Okay, he's
yeah,
got my
true.
back. He'd be like, get out.
Yeah, he's gonna be
Okay.
like, we have a whole type shit.
Two.
Yeah.
2, he's huge, and so if I ever had any problems with anybody, 3, it's like having a dog. You pet him, and he'd be like, oh yeah, you know, like you pet him, it'd be cool, dude.
Oh my god, that's so weird. That is so weird. Especially with like the premise of what you've made Beast as is just like this like sexual creature.
I haven't made him as
On
that.
the-
That's just,
what?
that's just what oozed out, dude. That's him. That ain't me.
Okay.
That ain't me, dude.
Sure, dude.
I'm just saying I'd be like Han Solo. He'd be like Chewbacca, dude.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm.
Beast, get us out of here. Rawr, you know?
Yeah.
And we travel to a different world just for
Ride me.
yeah, dude. I'm grabbing onto his like tuft.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just, let's go, you know? Worst? Vanitas is a good answer. People saying that a lot because he's just
Yeah.
a prick. But I think I would actually
He just like call you an insignificant speck and shit
I'd
like
hate
that.
Zalden.
Mm.
Because he's always like waxing poetic about how love doesn't matter and this, you know, like they think the love is the thing that's going to connect them. You know, like he's always like saying stuff like that, and he'd be just like, it'd be like living with like a super big downer all the time.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, dude, come on, just come to the party with me. And he'd be like, all right. And then he goes, and then he's like, you know, pissing everybody off, and it's like the opposite of Beast. Like Beast goes, he's doing keg stands, dude. And everybody's like, yeah, Beast, woo! Zalden goes like, who brought this fucking guy? You know, he's just standing in the corner looking weird at people. You know, so that's my answer for next week's question of the week, Jason. We might have done this one before, but it was a long time ago if we did, and it's from Meteor Phoenix, who says, "What's your favorite Kingdom Hearts quote and why?"
I like that one.
I like that one too. So lay your best Kingdom Hearts quotes on us. We'll read them all next week.
And why is it? For China!
Yeah, and why is it running executable? So
no, the real answer is, you're gonna lose it all!
that's true. That is the real answer. I really don't like what that guy said. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Or they can climb walls.
It can be like a battle quote. It can be like in a cutscene.
Yep.
It can be anything.
It can
that
be
they
anything
say.
that is said. Anything that's said. Anyway, that's it for the question of the week this week. Thank you, everybody who answered. We'll be back next week with that other question. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, regular Pat will be here, and things will be anything but regular. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast, Jason. We have a very special guest with us today.
Who?
You may know him on YouTube for his wonderful, amazing Kingdom Hearts videos, including one of my favorite, 90 Things You Don't Know About Kingdom Hearts. Regular Pat. Hello, Pat.
Michael and Jason SpikeGhetti, if that is your true names. I am here to defend my... It's not? What? I got bad information.
Mine's on my birth certificate.
Yeah,
actually.
I can't share that information.
All right, well, that's fine. But listen, I'm here to defend my honor against the lies and the slander that you two have spouted. You think I didn't listen to the Demo podcast?
Uh-oh.
It only took me like 3 minutes, right?
Uh-oh.
Like 3-4 minutes. That's all. It's all it took.
Uh-oh.
So you
You're
caught
coming
the
in here-
3 minutes where I said you were crying.
A
grown
big,
man?
I think a grown baby man of some kind, a pathetic man on his knees. Listen, I said this to Mike earlier. I said, it's really mutually beneficial because you get me while I'm relevant for these 3 months, and then you can later on say, remember that historic Kingdom Hearts community member, Flame Out, Regular Pat? We had him during his, very short-lived prime, and then I get to fulfill my fantasy of people wanting to talk to me. And another thing, and I'm not done. I'm not even done. You said I was a fully grown man. That's not true. The male brain is not done developing until age 25. I'm not even my final form yet.
Oh,
my
dude.
brain's still in the oven.
Dude,
It's
me
still
neither,
cooking.
dude. We're good.
God knows. God knows what I'm going
Unfortunately
to look
for
like.
me, I'm fully formed.
Well, what can you do?
I've been formed for years now. My brain
And listen,
is very smooth.
I rated you guys because you were my only option. To be quite frank,
okay,
I'm looking around for a Nova, a Bio, a Tatsu, and it's like, well, it's Super SpikeGhetti Bros. And I had to come up with a bit,
Dude.
and I sent the mob over.
It's really unfortunate all their internets went out at the same time.
It's exactly
It's so
it.
weird.
You probably had a big pair of scissors and you cut all of their internet cords. That's what happened.
You also face the dilemma that most of our viewers do, where they go, I guess I'll watch these guys. There's no one else on.
Exactly. Well, listen, in all honesty, when I heard, there was a Kingdom Hearts podcast, I was like, I want to be on that shit. I can say shit, right?
Oh, yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I was, and this was before I was even, 1,000. I was like, I want to be on that because it's the middle of the Venn diagram, Kingdom Hearts and talking. That's like, that's the sweet and sour right there. That's the peanut butter and jelly. I want all in. So here we are, finally.
Speaking of peanut butter and jelly, this is a very relevant question to people that have been hanging out with us on Twitch. But do you like Uncrustables?
I don't. I have a traumatic memory with an Uncrustable. Actually,
Ooh.
this is what the people want, right? They want the Uncrustable
they want to hear
story.
this. They're here for Uncrustable stories.
So, as one does on my 8th grade trip to DC, I feel like everyone has an 8th grade trip to Washington DC.
Oh, yeah,
everybody
definitely.
does that.
Yeah.
It was a very hot day, down south. I'm from the north, so I wasn't used to these very hot Mays or Aprils or whenever it was. We were, walking around to monuments. I had not hydrated all day, right? So I was, bitching and moaning all day to my friends, like, I don't feel too good. I don't feel great, because I didn't eat or sleep that well because I'm an idiot. We're walking through the Holocaust Museum, towards the end of this is getting dark now, but, we're walking through and I literally I start passing out and I'm almost falling face first into these glass exhibits.
Oh my God.
And then my science teacher had to take me to the little museum, I don't know, infirmary or something where they're checking your blood pressure and everything. They're like, yeah, you didn't eat, idiot. So here's an Uncrustable. And it was the worst fucking sandwich I've ever had. It was just this disgusting, warm, mushy
Uncrustable
piece
in the
of shit.
Holocaust Museum.
Yeah.
And
So
just being
that's
ugh.
yeah. So that's my major associate. I haven't touched a thing since.
You're like,
I've sworn off of
Uncrustable,
them.
the Holocaust.
That's
I was just gonna say,
the exact association that I make in my brain between
it's
those
not
two
just
things.
that it was a disgusting Uncrustable, it's that you were thinking about the Holocaust.
It's a Holocaust Uncrustable.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Am I going to get canceled now by
No,
saying the words
I don't
Holocaust
think so.
Uncrustable?
I don't think so.
All right.
That's such an unfortunate fucking series of events.
I can't believe I had a specific story for that keyword. It was like a sleeper agent. I was triggered there.
Yeah.
When I asked you if you liked him, I expected a simple yes and no, and then we'd move
no.
on. But
I had
that was
lore.
incredible.
I'm all about the lore. I had backstory.
I remember very vividly going to that museum and just all the chaperones are crying.
Yeah.
And then
Well, here's the
their
thing.
kids are crying. And
Yeah. All the girls were like, "Oh, he's so sensitive. He passed out and because he saw." No, I'm just a stupid, tired, hungry bitch. That's all I was.
Oh, that's incredible. Well,
Yeah.
Thank
Pat,
you
I
for
got to
that.
tell you, we've had quite a few guests on at this point, and I don't think anybody had the introduction that you just had. That was
good.
If you guys aren't subscribed to Regular Pat on YouTube or on Twitch, well, not subscribe, following on Twitch, you can do both.
Yeah.
You can afford it. It's only $5. Go hit them up because you're gonna get more stories like that. I promise you.
There you
Anyway, Pat, thank you for coming on, dude.
go. Yeah, absolutely.
I know we've been joking around about you begging like a grown man, and
Yeah.
full disclosure, you did. But I mean,
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll leave that for the people to decide. The people's court.
yeah, exactly. We'll let the people decide. But we're very happy to have you on, dude.
happy to
I've
be here.
been binging your videos over the last month or so because
Right.
I'd heard of you, but I actually the first time I heard of you, this is kind of interesting. You weren't you YouTube's creator on the rise recently?
I was, yeah. In the last week of January, I wake up to a YouTube notification, and this was like I had just recently passed. I was probably between like 2 and 5K, because I was pretty obscure. Not to say that I'm like big shot right now. It's just compared to where I was a year ago, it's crazy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I get this YouTube notification saying, "Hey, you're YouTube's gaming creator on the rise," and it was just like a little fucking JPEG of some cartoon animals. I was like, "Okay, what does that entail?" And then the day goes on as normal for a couple of hours, and then I see that like YouTube Gaming tweeted they tagged me, and they had like a little GIF of me fighting Riku Ansem, and they were like, "Yo, regular Pat, he's the rising gaming creator of the week," which I don't even know if they really do. One like once a week. Like I scrolled back and I didn't see them. Like I don't know how often they really do it. If it's just kind of a thing they pull out of their ass every now and then.
Right.
Regardless, I was glad to have it. That I definitely saw a boost because I was next to these fucking juggernauts on like the trending page.
Oh, yeah.
So people were clicking on me, and everything's been taken off since then. So very cool. Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. I've never seen that. I've never seen the gaming creator on the rise. And I remember.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. Right. Me neither. Yeah.
I saw that tweet you're talking about, but before that, we're friends with BioRoxys, and he just happened to mention it. Yeah, regular Pat's the YouTube gaming creator on the rise, and I was like, wait, who's regular Pat?
Right.
And he's like, oh, you don't know Pat? He makes Kingdom Hearts content. He's really cool.
Yeah.
So then that's when I started checking you out. But then I was like, oh man, this guy's blowing up right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, I honestly didn't expect. I figured I can maybe hit like 5,000 by the end of 2022. It's
Right.
just like. And it's just how the algorithm works. There's tons of people out there making good stuff. I mean, I always thought I was making good stuff. I wouldn't put it out if I didn't think it was, decent.
For sure.
Yeah.
But people just don't get picked up. It just takes the one, and
Yeah.
I started in August of 2019. Nobody gave a shit until like Christmas of 2020.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's almost random, really.
It is, and I was really curious about that process because I was like, how does one get even? And they just found you and said, "Here you go." That's you didn't have any correspondence with them.
Nobody talked to me. Nobody reached out and said, "Hey, we're interested in like promoting you in this way." I mean, honestly, it's a kind of a given. If they say we're gonna do that, it's like fuck yeah, dude. Like let's do it. So I guess that's why they don't bother. They're like, well, of course he's gonna say yes. He'd be an idiot not to.
Imagine you were like, actually, I don't really want this exposure.
I do it for the art, which is bullshit, by the way. Anybody who comes on this podcast, past or present, who says, guys, the videos, they're just for the art. I don't care. Yes, you do. You want the attention. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. You guys wouldn't be making the podcast if you didn't want attention, right? That's why we're all here.
Right, yeah.
I think that's the core of it.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody's ever come on and said they do it for the art, but
yeah.
I think the sentiment is, hey, I don't do this to make money. I do this because I enjoy it. Right.
And
Right.
I never anticipated that I would make money off of it. It was always like a back of the mind thing. Like, well, it sure would be neat. But it was like, as I call it in some video I did, like a little believey thing that you wish upon a star about, and fucking Jiminy Cricket sings a song. Like it was never a thing where I legitimately thought it would be like a career path, to say the least.
Yeah,
but,
for sure, man. So
I'm gonna take it and ride it while I'm still here.
Yeah, I mean, you're up to almost 14K now, aren't you?
Yeah, it's I think we're at like 13.6 right now. So
dude, that's beautiful, man.
You tell me that back in early December, I'd been like, you're out of your mind. It's crazy.
What a world! The year 2021, the year of regular Pat.
Year of regular Pat. Let's fucking go.
I love it. I love when I was talking about this with one of our friends recently, Water KH. You may know him.
Yeah.
I love when good things happen to good people.
Oh, well, I guess you gotta wait still.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a good person, I guess, but you
Yeah,
seem
really
like
have no
an alright
idea.
guy.
All I do is make Kingdom Hearts videos. Like I might be dreadful, but
You could be a
appreciate it.
creep.
Yeah.
It's actually more likely that you're
I'm an internet content creator, right? And I'm playing a game from 2002. Of course, I'm a creep.
You, actually.
Yeah, of course. Right.
But so far you seem like an alright guy. So
Cool.
we'll let the audience be the judge.
Yeah, sure. Again, public opinion for sure.
So I guess this this is a good segue. Why did you start making? Why did Regular Pat, the YouTube channel, start?
Well, yeah, because I was gonna say, when it's YouTube, like my first YouTube video was like 2008.
Right.
I don't know when did you guys first upload? Like, did you ride the initial wave of the YouTube excitement?
So
no.
I've told this story before, but I got really into Markiplier in like 2014.
Okay.
And
because you never really like seen
I'm a
all
little,
those people who had really popped off first.
like me and my buddies made like goofy like videos like when I was like I just graduated high school kind of shit, but like one of them ended up on YouTube and we never did anything else with it. We were more focused on like playing video games and music and things like that. But then around 2014 I got this bug where I was like, hey, people watch people play video games, what in the hell, so that's where I started, and eventually it's evolved into more of a Twitch thing for us, and then the podcast came way later than that. But yeah, like 2015 I think is when I think it was January 2015 when I made the channel.
Okay,
so
interesting. I mean, I love hearing about like how people first like dip their toes into it, because for me it was like 2008. I was 11. I think I was in 5th or 6th grade. Yeah, and like I'm watching like these. There wasn't so much video game people yet on YouTube. It was like your personalities, like your Smoshes and like your, I don't even know, Ray William Johnson wasn't even a thing yet at that point. But like 2008, I was putting videos up on a now long defunct channel. Don't go trying to find it; it's gone. But it was content as good as an 11-year-old's content could be, which is not very bad. But it was like vlog type stuff, like skits, a little bit of like pointing a shitty camcorder at a shitty TV and making shitty videos. Like I remember pointing a camera at like Pikmin 2 and like doing commentary on it with my friend. So that was like the initial, like I've always wanted to, put stuff on YouTube and like be that kind of, creative person, I guess. But then the Kingdom Hearts stuff, I mean, that was mostly a reaction actually to like the post KH3. I didn't like the atmosphere of the fandom, to be honest. And quite frankly, like, and this is not to shade anybody, and I'm sure they were out there, but I wasn't finding anybody who was making the stuff that I liked, that I wanted to watch,
Right.
Nobody's doing, like, everyone's so focused on the future, right? Like theories, speculation, like here's the new merch, here's the new update for whatever. And I'm sure a lot of people do it fine and good. It just doesn't interest me. I'm a very past oriented person. I want to go back and look at the old stuff. I want to do a deep dive on KH1 Worlds. Like I'm sure people were doing it, but YouTube either wasn't showing it to me or I just wasn't vibing with like the character or the personality.
Right.
Attitude is very important to me. It doesn't even necessarily matter to me if I agree with your take. I just want it to be palatable. It's very important to me to be a palatable, content creator, which sounds so douchey, but it's, it's just how it is.
I wasn't going to say it, but I was thinking it, just so you know.
Yeah, like I just don't want to, I don't want to put a bad taste in anyone's mouth.
Yes,
right. Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Indeed.
So that was the point. And it was like, I always thought people slept on KH1. So I wanted to give that game the love that I thought it deserved.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you do a great job of it. It's funny. It's become kind of a meme on our Twitch when we were playing through, because we were platinuming KH1 and we've played KH1 a million times. Right. It's the game that started the series for both of us. I have a big pile of nostalgia for it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But anytime, especially our good friend Orpheus Joshua from KH13, he will. Oh, did you know this, and this? And I'm like, dude, I watched the regular Pat video too. Okay, I know.
Yeah, I know. Did you know?
OJ.
Did you know you can cast Blizzard on the bubbles in Hall of Bastion? Yeah.
And then like
Jason started getting annoyed because he hadn't watched the video.
And I was like, one of our things that we would say all the time is like 30%, because when you have a 30% chance or whatever
of getting an explosion.
To get explosion, which like stuns in KH1, right?
Yeah.
We were trying to get 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And so we'd get it, we'd be like 30%. We get a second one, 30%. And then the third combo right after, and we would never get it. And I'd be like, "Does regular Pat? No, you can't get it 3 times in a row."
Impossible.
Yeah, it became a whole meme where we were just like, "Did regular Pat know this?" Wait,
I honestly didn't. So we're all learning today. Yeah.
But yeah, so that video, That's the first video I watched of yours because when I'm finding a new creator that I don't know about, I usually click what's the most popular video, right?
Yeah.
And that at the time I think was your most popular. I think that your little Sephiroth meme is a little more
yeah, which I have mixed
now.
feelings about, but the boss ranking is like the one I'm proud of. That's like popular,
that one's very good
and then
too.
Sephiroth is like, all right, well, fine. That's like the biggest one ever now.
Right. Yeah,
whatever.
but that 90, I think that recently passed 100K views, isn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
that's awesome, man. Because that's a really good video, and it's, I mean,
thank you.
As someone who's played Kingdom Hearts 1 multiple times, probably dozens of times, there was shit in there. I was like, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of it's useless, but what can you do?
Yeah,
I take everything I can find.
When we did the bubble thing in Hollow Bastion, I didn't tell him it was from Regular Pat. So he was like, oh, that's really cool. And I go, yeah, Regular Pat told me that. He was like, God damn it.
Yeah,
what does he not know?
That's right.
Regular Pat knows everything.
That's it. That's literally, it's like, a mile deep and like an inch wide, it's like Cage 1. That's really it. That's all I've got going on up there.
No, man. So, I think it's great because I do agree. You were talking about, looking out in the landscape of Kingdom Hearts creators on YouTube, and there isn't really a lot of deep dives into the games like that. It is a lot about theories and speculation, and
which is fine. I mean, I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum, as I like to say, but it doesn't appeal to me.
That?
I like to say all the time.
I've heard
yuck
that.
your yum. You don't like yuck your yum?
I mean, I love it now.
You're gonna start using that. That's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it tonight on stream. And then
there you go.
I'd be like, Regular Pat taught me that.
He also taught me this.
On top of the 90 things about Kingdom Hearts 1.
Me and Bio and Nova, we're like all coming up in this same era right now. And I think we all kind of have the same appreciation for like the, just the deeper, components of the game, like really deep diving. Like, Bio does his, breakdowns on the combat stuff, and Nova does like his big, you got to get him on. I have a list of demands, by the way. Not only am I pissed off about how I was invited, but I have other people I want you to invite.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Nova,
we'll check out your rider later.
Yeah. Exactly.
All brown M&Ms.
Good. But yeah, Nova, like he does his, his world explorations, and he's another big Cage 1 guy, and we're like coming up at the same time right now. So I feel good about the direction that everything is headed in. And I feel like it's not toxic. I feel like we're all, respectful about the games. Like we like to rib on certain ones or rib each other even, but I think it's, all good natured.
Yeah.
That's all I want is like a lighthearted kind of atmosphere to all of this. I feel like the internet's, it's so easy for things to get so toxic.
For sure. And that's one of the things when we were starting to do the podcast, we were just like, man, the people that are like, the flagpoles of the Kingdom Hearts community online, they're to me, they don't represent Kingdom Hearts. It's more not to, people know who I'm talking about if they don't.
Well, we're not naming names, right? And we don't want to get in trouble or get canceled, any of us here, but it's like, yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah.
And so to me, it was like, why can't we just appreciate these games and have fun and not give a bad name to this community?
It's not life or death. People take it way too serious.
For sure.
I always say, like, don't forget what this is. This is the game with Sephiroth and Donald Duck on the same screen. Let's not forget where we came from. Let's keep it. Take it easy.
Definitely. Agreed. So Kingdom Hearts, you said you have a very fond appreciation for 1, but what? How did you get into Kingdom Hearts originally? This
2002, baby, just from the beginning.
Beautiful.
I saw the Simple and Clean commercial on my wall-mounted TV back in 2002. I was literally 5 or 6, and I was like seeing, Cerberus, fucking Peter Pan, Donald Duck, and Goofy. I'm like, that's it. That's my shit. I want it. I don't know if I got it for Christmas that year or if I get it like towards release. I don't remember that specifically, but I was playing it in 2002 with my dad, with my cousins. It's always been there. I don't remember really much of my life before the game, so I've been ride or die.
Right. That's awesome. I gotta think, because I asked this question to everybody we have on the podcast, and I've asked people in our community and stuff. Is that the most successful video game commercial of all time?
It's so good. I mean, it grabs you so well because you don't I don't know, especially when you're a kid, like you don't really hear music like that either. Like it was just so in your face, like this J-pop, this colorful imagery, like it's so good, and it makes it look whimsical but mysterious at the same time, because it's like, what could this possibly be about? It doesn't give you that much. It shows and doesn't tell at all, which is the key to good storytelling or presentation. So I think, I would say it's got to be top 10 most successful
Right.
commercials for sure.
Well, I can't think of any other communities that are just like, you go, hey, how'd you get into Skyrim? And they're like, oh, this is this really cool commercial. It's like, no,
Right,
like, no, you know, the only thing I can think of is Kingdom Hearts. Like that's the
Yeah. Well, that's how you found out about games back in the day. Like that,
Right.
you know, the first video game I actually found out about through the internet was Kingdom Hearts 2. I was at the library in school, not doing what I was supposed to be doing, clearly, because I was reading about Kingdom Hearts 2. But I saw a screenshot of like Axel and Kyrie in the same shot. I was like, what the fuck is this? So like that was, but before then, you know, that's how I found out about Chain of Memories too. It's like I saw a commercial on TV. That's how you found out. I sound like a boomer now, but
no, you don't sound like a boomer yet.
not yet.
Not yet. We'll see. But I'm always gonna outrank you in that department.
That's true. That's true.
So
That's right.
it's a safe place to say boomer things because then people go,
There you
well, Mike's the real boomer.
Oh, okay.
So, but no, man, I love that commercial, and I think that's like so many people's like origin story for it's mine. You know, I saw it and I was intrigued, and I didn't actually bite the bullet at that point. But then I had a friend who had it already. He brought it over. He was coming to stay the night, and we just played it all night, dude. And we were falling asleep during gummy missions, just having the time of our life.
I don't know if I've
so
ever
good.
seen the KH1 commercial, but I've seen the KH2 commercial. But
KH2 commercial's
I've
good too.
always heard people talk about the KH1 commercial.
Yeah.
Dude, we'll have to. You've never seen it?
I don't think so.
We'll have to do a live reaction.
I vividly
There you
remember
go.
the KH2 one because I was like, wait, because I'd already played KH1 at this point, right? And I saw Simba on there, and I was like, yo, he's not.
Yeah.
He's actually. That's his world. Like,
Right.
You just like see him standing on like the Oasis cliff or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
He was like, Simba.
I was like, oh my god.
I was so bummed when he wasn't like, he didn't have a whole world in KH1, because as soon as you get the summon, you're like, oh, well, that's it. You know, that's like when they deconfirm a character in Smash Bros. It's like, well, he's a summon, so we're not getting the whole world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
definitely. Although,
Except Tinkerbell, yeah.
yeah,
Not sure.
well,
Yeah,
and
Genie, yeah.
Oh,
But
and
when you get him in
Genie,
the
yeah.
rocks, I mean, like when you pick up the rock and it's like, here's Mushu in here, it's like, well, I guess they're not squeezing in Land of
Yeah.
Dragons in the last 3 hours of the game.
Yeah, if you get them and you haven't already been to their world, it's over.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
definitely. Pat, I wanna do this a little differently than we normally do it because
Sure.
you've said you have some things you want to talk to us about, and I want to give you your time for it.
Oh,
So-
I mean, I didn't do any homework. I mostly just had that bit where I was mad at you at the beginning. That's all.
Well, no, you said you had demands for us, and I want to talk.
Oh, yes.
about
I mean,
those.
well, in terms of, I have guest demands. Like, I want, within the next 2 months, I want Nova on the
Oh my
podcast.
god.
I want David Russell, aka Green Requiem.
Okay.
Okay.
Part of Project Testati. That's a layup for you guys, right?
Yep,
That's just easy money. And then Keynote as well. I mean, you could have David Russell and Keynote on at the same time, but they're both like big music guys. I feel
Right.
like you could really delve into the music side of stuff with them.
and we love music over here, so
Yeah.
and yeah, you guys. Actually, before I was gonna do the 13 questions, but let's talk about March Caprice. Actually,
Oh yeah. I mean, well, when is this? Is this releasing
so this
Friday
is releasing
morning?
the day before. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So it'll be tomorrow when you're hearing this.
Yes. Yes.
Then. Gotcha. Okay.
Wait. What?
Right.
Tomorrow?
No.
No.
Well,
Friday.
I'm saying when people
Yeah, March
hear
Caprice
this,
will be tomorrow. Yes.
right.
because
right,
you're obviously
okay, gotcha.
all listening to it the exact day it released.
Well, they
Yes.
better.
Yeah.
And
they
if
better.
you didn't, you're a fake fan.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're a fake fan, and March Caprice is over.
Or
so what are you doing?
you're binge watching all of them.
Yeah. There you go.
We're at like episode 200 now or some shit.
Yeah.
You're like
yeah.
trying to keep up.
And
Right.
I will tell you, if that's you, March Caprice is not tomorrow for you. Sorry.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
Unless
Oh God.
It was March 27th.
You and I-
March
next
27th.
year.
You and I had the same stupid fucking joke. We were gonna
What?
do. Unless it's the next year, and then you can. So let's talk about March Caprice because
Yeah.
here's the thing. We're a part of it. We'll talk about that later. That part of it,
Mhm.
but I have asked multiple people whose name is on the website of March
Right.
Caprice as being someone who's involved.
Yeah.
And I go, hey, what's the deal with this thing? What is it? Before we signed up even. And they all just go, yeah, I'm not really that involved.
I don't know.
Orpheus
Okay.
Joshua, BioRoxus. There was
Yeah.
someone else.
There
There was someone else.
Who else?
But now I'm asking you, regular
Yeah.
Pat,
Okay.
whose name is on the website.
Yes, and I'll have answers for you. Well, here's the thing: like, it really is the brainchild of KSM, Keyblade Spy Master, and Chain. I don't know if you're familiar with like Chain. He was on my manga video. He did a lot of work for my KH1 Heartless Compendium.
Okay,
but
okay.
They work at like the
recognize the
KH database. They do like compiling information about the games and everything like that. And KSM had this idea of like, for the 19th anniversary, which is going to be, March 27th, there's not going to be like any in-person con stuff going on because of everything. So he was like, let's do, it started out as like a virtual con, right? It was going to be like a, but we kind of shifted away from that. And it's more so like a marathon of content creators, putting stuff out on that day. So it's basically like March 27th from 8 a.m. to midnight. The March Caprice Twitter is going to plug the first person, and it's just going to be like a train of content. So one person's going to go. I think it might even start out with David Russell's video about the music of Dream Drop Distance. And then when he's done, he plugs the next person. March Caprice starts plugging that person and just goes all day long. So it's like, it's like an internet showcase, I would call it.
Okay. So how come when I ask Orpheus Joshua that he goes, I don't know, man.
Well,
and
we have
that's
meetings
probably a
every
question
week,
for
right?
Orpheus Joshua, but
yeah, it's definitely a better question for him. I can't speak for his his engagement with it, but like he's done a lot of good work for us and getting the word out because he's at KH13, so he's letting everybody over there know about it. But we would do, and we've already had our last meeting about this, but every Sunday for the past, I think we started this in December or November, we would meet, and we've been planning this since like the end of November. So some people are at more meetings than others. I try to be as there as often as I can. So I'm not like super involved, even despite the explanation I just gave.
No,
like I am not like
to be different.
I am a planner, but like I don't have final say on anything. Like I
Okay.
came up with the name. That was me. I came up with March Caprice as the title. So there you go.
good for you.
That's
man.
pretty fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, right.
March
Yeah.
Caprice because it's in March.
Because it's the KH1 credit song.
Yeah,
March Caprice for piano and orchestra.
yeah.
Nobody gets it except for the diehards. So that's how you weed out the fake band.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
What are you doing for March Caprice?
Yeah, so I don't mind saying it. It's only going to be like, a couple of hours until people are able to
Right.
see it. But it's a Kingdom Hearts alternate history. So the idea is we're going to go back to KH1. We're going to change one thing, and we're going to play out the rest of the game. And if people like it, I'll do the rest of the series. Like it's like an alternate timeline.
That's pretty cool.
What we're doing, we're going back to Neverland, right? When Sora's on the plank and he's about to jump, and Peter's fly, Sora, you just got to believe. Well, Sora either doesn't believe or never got sprinkled with pixie dust. He just fucking falls into the crocodile and dies. That's it.
Okay.
And from that point on, it's a divergent timeline. So I go, okay, here's what I think would happen. It's not necessarily, it's kind of fanficky a little bit, but I'm more so trying to go off of the established conventions and the lore
Right.
of the series.
Yeah.
And like, what would logically happen? Where's the Keyblade go? Where's Kyrie's heart go? Who's going to fight Ansem? Does Ansem win? You got to watch it to find out. But it's a very
That's cool.
interesting project. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of videos of like Lord of the Rings, and like they'll change like one thing,
Yeah.
and then they'll like go through from there. So those
Yeah,
are
I
really
think-
cool.
Yeah, alternate history stuff is really interesting to me. And I'm trying to like be better than Nomura because he will just make shit up, and I'm only like using stuff that he's already made up.
Yeah,
because you can write yourself into a corner and just be like, well, fucking Power Awakening, just make a thing up. I'm not trying to make anything up. I'm like, well, according to like the precedent set by the Keyblade inheritance rules, yada yada yada.
Right,
Like
right.
I'm trying to use footnotes and shit. So
yeah,
that's
it's
the gist of that.
easier when it's your own universe you created to just make shit up.
Exactly. Yeah,
But when
exactly.
you're using someone else's universe, you kind of want to follow, because that's when like fanfics really go off the rail,
right.
when they don't
Yeah, you're just
follow
making
the
shit up.
conventions the series
Yeah,
has
it
made.
was
Yeah.
important to me to make sure it all like follow the established canon and everything, all that nerdy stuff.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm
Yeah, it's
excited. That's like
very
a video
exciting.
you're premiering on YouTube.
Yeah, that'll be. I think my time slot's 4:30 Eastern on the 27th. So
Oh,
it'll be
man.
like people doing YouTube stuff are gonna do like that live premiere thing, so everybody can chat with the content creator
Right.
at the time of the premiere. So I think that'll be neat.
Yeah, we're doing ours is at 6 p.m.
You're doing a tier list thing, right?
We're doing a Kingdom Hearts 1 specifically tier list
Ooh, okay.
because we've
What
done
kind?
we've done tier lists in the past where we did an ultimate
We did a
one,
super
and it
ultimate
took 3
one.
episodes of a podcast to rank everybody, and
We did
Right.
every single character,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
literally
Jesus.
went through like bro. We had Chip and Dale. We had
Oh,
every individual fairy. We
Oh my
had
god.
fucking Jiminy
wardrobe?
Cricket.
yeah, the wardrobe.
Yeah, we had the
You're right.
wardrobe. We had Lumiere.
Oh my god.
We had like everybody that you could possibly have
In the whole
on
series,
list.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So this one's a little more contained.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like-
is this just KH1 characters or what is
It's
it?
KH1 characters,
Okay.
but when I say characters, I'm not counting like heartless bosses or heartless.
Right, yeah.
But there's some surprise characters in there that people I think aren't gonna expect us to rank.
Oh, okay.
There's you know this from you know, because you know everything about Kingdom Hearts 1, but
Is it
there's
Arabian Waka, the NPC
yes,
that appears?
I was just gonna say there are some NPCs that show up in Agrabah that are just no one even knows about, because like what you have to do to see them is insane.
Yeah, you have to basically not leave the world after you seal the keyhole, and they're only there for then. So if you leave after you're talking Aladdin in his house, then they're gone. They just disappear.
Yeah, and it's a reskin of my man Travis from Traverse Town.
Right.
Shout out to Travis.
Shout out to Travis.
Oh, I like that. I never heard him called that, but that's such a natural name. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, we came up with it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's great.
And then there's Arabian Waka,
Yeah.
who I like to call not Waka. And then the chick that stands by like the cafe in Traverse Town, it's a reskin of her. And they're all in Agrabah. And so we got some different surprises other than that in the tier list too. So it's gonna be a good time. I wanted to do something that like shows off like what our podcast is about, and it's really about us loving Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts in general, but it's also about like the community around our podcast. And so something where we can interact with everybody and be like, okay, we're ranking this guy B, and they're like, B boo, rank him A.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, a live tier list would be really fun because you just get to piss people off the entire runtime.
Yeah. So we're pretty excited about it. And then I believe after we're done, we're supposed to throw right to Preferred Whale, who's speedrunning Melody Memory, and we're good friends with her, so I'm pretty excited about that because she's amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah. No, the event, now that I have the schedule, like here, it makes more sense to me. But I was like trying to get answers from like even BioRox, as he's like, yeah, dude, I don't really know.
I think
I was a busy man.
He is.
I think what would be kind of cool for like a future like March Caprice or something, if there was one, is to have like a desk that like somebody like streaming where it's like there could be like two different ways you could do it, right? Where like
like a host almost.
Yeah. We're like
we threw that around. We did talk that through.
Right, where it's like they're either there for like the whole thing or like, but like if it's a video or whatever, obviously you don't want them to like talk over the video.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what we ran into.
You'd watch
we wanted
the
to have.
Yeah, so like it would like cut to like a just displaying just their video, like how it is, and then afterward you have like people like talking about it, like some hosts talking about it. And then that gives time to set up for the next person to like, make sure that video is aired, and like just pretty much like having a place for everybody to just consistently get all the info.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean, the thing that we ran into, and this has gone through so many different like permutations, but it's the issue with like making sure that the people making the stuff get the views. Like we were thinking we could just have a March Caprice Twitch channel and just stream everybody's content, but then, everyone's missing out on views, potentially revenue.
Right.
So it's like we had to make sure that you're being directed like directly to the person putting the stuff out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then we don't want to like draw attention away from, like you're saying, like if someone's doing a video, then you got someone, at HQ, so to speak, like being the showrunner, the master of ceremonies. So we did play around with a bunch of different ideas, and we can definitely, see how it works this year. And then, God willing, we're able to actually like go and, see people in person for like the 20th anniversary. Like I'd love to like go to a fucking con. I've only been to PAX East back in 2018, I think. So I would love to like have an in-person thing next year.
Yeah. If that could mutate into kind of like an actual con, that would be freaking awesome,
for sure.
Man. I mean, there's certainly enough people in the community, I think, that would be down for it. It's just the funding and getting someone to plan it. That's the hard part,
for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Well, Pat, thank you, dude.
I tried my best.
You finally gave us the answer we were looking for.
Yeah. There you go. It only took until 6 days before the event. Yeah.
And the people are only going to hear it a day before. So there you go, folks. March Caprice is tomorrow. Go to Pat's YouTube channel at 4:30. and check out his video. Actually, the schedule's probably up on the website at this point, right?
I don't know if it's up on the website, but it is public. So like the participants all have it. Everyone's being told to like set their premiere date and everything. So it'll be, if it's not public yet, it will be very soon.
Yeah, definitely go follow March Caprice on Twitter because they will have
March
all
Caprice,
that info.
March Caprice KH is going to be the Twitter handle.
March Caprice KH. Follow them on Twitter because that's where you're going to get all the info. And come join us at 6. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be like a mini version of the live podcast that we do sometimes. So
nice.
That's exciting. Anyway,
I'll be there.
Pat will be there. Pat, that's confirmed.
Well, now it's a deterrent, and I should revoke that. Don't worry about. I won't.
Pat,
be there.
don't worry, he won't be there. It'll be a safe place.
Unless you possibly want him to be there, because then he possibly could.
He might.
He might.
Right.
But only for a little, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might stop in, grab some snacks.
You have to be there the whole time to make sure you don't miss it.
Unless,
right. Exactly.
Or you could avoid him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen, I don't care what you do.
He doesn't care.
I don't care about you is the point.
Oh my
God.
God.
That's the title of the podcast. Regular Pat doesn't care about you.
Doesn't care about you. And then you can have like me doing like the Uncle Sam finger point. Like, I don't care about you specifically. Just the one viewer. He knows who he is.
He gives you like the Master Xehanort goatee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone should draw that for you, dude. You as Uncle Sam. It's perfect.
Oh yeah, I'd love it.
With
and Norded, yeah.
Where did the hat come from?
What are you talking about?
The hat you wear. The
regular hat.
Yeah, the regular hat.
Oh, you're gonna have to be more specific.
The Dr. Seuss-esque, I bought it with a stick of cotton candy at the carnival hat.
Gosh. Was it like in a video or something? Was that like
you wear it, Pat? Come on, you wear it every.
You're probably wearing it right now.
Honest to God, I have no idea what you're. I get this a lot.
Take
actually,
both your hands, and then okay, so like
it's
probably
empty.
on your desk.
It's air,
right?
It's air. I don't know. It's a
you need to go down
up there.
lower.
I don't know what's going on. No, I do get that a lot though. I think it's like everyone's trying to gaslight me into
just
thinking
go to
I have
scratch your head. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, just let me scratch my head on that. No, but unfortunately, I can't comment on that this time.
Okay,
fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Something you are going to be able to comment on though.
Yes,
we're going to put you in the Master Xehanort Real Organization 13 questions hot seat. Pat, are you ready?
Ultra rapid fire?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
It's not really.
It's rapid fire.
It's not. It's not even really a hot seat.
He's just trying to convince you how rapid it is.
Lukewarm.
It's super rapid.
I mean, especially with this first question because we know the answer. What's your favorite Kingdom Hearts game, Pat?
KH1, no contest, not even close, baby.
Not even
close.
close.
Then it's KH3. That's the second.
You know what? That's the right second answer, I think. KH3 is really good.
Yeah.
Take that, KH2 fans. What's your favorite not Kingdom Hearts game?
Oh man. I mean, I'm a big nerd and I keep like a top 50 video game list. So off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure number 2 is Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Ooh.
I love me some Melee.
That's very interesting.
I'll give you number 3 is Final Fantasy X. That's top 3.
Okay,
dude. Yeah.
So you just said like one of his favorite games and then one of mine.
Okay.
So we're
best friends. Dude.
We're all best
now
friends.
We're all best friends. Great.
That's really interesting because you're like everyone always equates KH2 to Melee, right?
Oh,
and so it's like, yo, like if you're a Melee fan, you're like a KH2 fan. Like you're just like some fucking trog who only plays like crit level 1
Smash Brothers
or like
right.
Fox Fox Ditto.
Well, you know what? And
Final
let's get into this a little bit.
items.
I don't get people who play KH2 or really any of the Kingdom Hearts games like it's a multiplayer game, like this like super intense experience.
Yeah,
like,
we
I don't
talked
know, man.
about it.
Can't we just like talk about the Disney characters sometime? Like I don't know. It's not a sport to me. Now, and again, not to yuck anybody's yum, Michael, but I feel like it's not my thing. You know, I just want to go through the game. You know, I'll do it like I've done challenge runs and stuff, but it's not something where I'm like playing the same boss fight over and over. Like I get bored of that. So
it's insane how often we'll like play a Kingdom Hearts game and someone we don't know comes in the chat and is like, "Hey, what difficulty are you on?"
Right.
It's like, what is
and
the
we
long
say
struggle
anything but crit or proud, and then they're gone. They just vanish. They
I don't know. It's and to go back to Melee though, like I like Ultimate. Like I play Ultimate more often now, but Melee was like the game for, I mean, me and my friends would play it, after class in high school all the time. So there's just a lot of nostalgia there. But I mean, I just like how it feels, bro. I just like the feel of Melee. It's great.
It feels really good.
Melee's great.
Yeah.
All right, next question. What's your favorite Kingdom Hearts character?
I always feel so basic saying this, but I think it's Axel. I feel like that's got to be like 80% of people's answers. But I am in love with like the going rogue wild card character. I mean, really, Chain of Memories Axel is like the height of the character for me. But
For sure.
you know, he's not like a Joker where it's like all he cares about is chaos. Like he has motives, but they're super obscure, especially for that game. Like you don't know really what his angle is. I love that kind of character. So, and I mean, I wish they'd give him a little more to do. I wish they'd kind of return him to his more devious roots. I've said it before, but like, how do you have this character who's murdered people mesh in with like these, you know, well-to-do Disney characters? I don't know, but I wish they could, you know, I don't know, hint back towards that original, and maybe we'll get some of that with Lee and Nysa with
Or
the whole
even if he was like
subject.
fighting like the memories of that, like, oh man, I'm
Yeah.
trying to reform, and I, you know,
Yeah.
I'm still
He needs
haunted
to
by
have
this.
some remorse over the literal murders he committed.
What would make
Yeah,
what would make more sense to me, and I agree with that, because I've had that thought before as well, where like in Cage 3, he kind of just, or like from like DDD on, like he just rolls with like whatever they say. And like, not to say that he doesn't do that when he's in the organization, but like it would make sense for him to like sneak out or of whatever, like whatever place that they were at, whatever hyperbolic time chamber they were in, to go like try and do something to like either like going and talking to Syax or whatever to try and get information, or like have him stalking one of the organization members or some shit in one of the worlds to be like trying to figure out what he can do, because his main motive is to see his friend again. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I want some ulterior motives thrown back in the mix. Like I like it when he's got to spin multiple plates at the same time. You know, it's very entertaining to have a character who's like got to keep all their ducks in a row and make sure their cover's not blown or anything.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be
stuff.
evil either. He just has to be more of like a Raphael type.
like
exactly. A rude dude.
And he's just kind of, I'm just going with the flow. I'm just happy to be here. And it's like, that's not who he is. So you're right.
Yeah.
In Cage 3, it's a little strange.
Yeah.
Favorite Disney movie?
Oh man, again, this is like a basic answer. I think it's The Lion King. I'll say like Lion King is my favorite, dude. But Treasure Planet's like the one that I'm always plugging this, like the underrated Disney movie that people have to watch if they haven't watched it.
Honestly, Treasure Planet is more like the basic answer to me.
These days, yeah.
Yeah, I hear way more people like, man, Treasure Planet is my favorite movie of all time. Like, all the time.
Like, I'm not afraid to like say the good thing is the really good. Like, I feel like Lion King is like the Titan, you know? I've said before, true. Lion King is to Disney as like Charizard is to Pokemon. You know, you're always going to get that as like the big answer. Like, that's my favorite. But I don't know, it's just got this... It's so grand and big. It's like a very big movie, so I've always appreciated that one the most.
Yeah, and then Treasure Planet is like Lucario or some shit where everyone's like, "That's my
it's
favorite.
Like, oh, it's fine.
And it's obscure." And it's like, "No, it's not."
yeah, for sure.
Lucario. That's funny. Favorite Disney villain?
Oh man, I kind of want to go. You know, my heart wants to say Scar, but like they don't give him a whole lot to do.
Yeah.
Like I love that like slinking in the shadows kind of like biding their time. He's not outright evil from the beginning. Like you can tell from he gives off the Master Xehanort look where it's like, well, clearly this isn't a great guy. He's not a very caring uncle, but like he doesn't really do anything wrong until, you know, the murder. But I like that kind of like laying in wait, waiting for his time to strike. Yeah, right. So I think it'll be him. I just wish there was like an extended Snyder's cut of The Lion King where they give Scar a couple more scenes.
Yeah, I do. What I do like about Scar, and people don't talk about this, is that when you watch like the other Lion King movies, which aren't great, admittedly, I like that he, you know, whether it's like the cub that's like his kid or whatever.
Yeah, Kovu. Yeah, Lion King 2.
Like he kind of just haunts the whole series, even though he's not involved anymore because he's dead. But I really enjoyed that about him, and they kind of do that in Cage 2 with him too, where it's like,
he's a literal
you beat
ghost.
him the first trip, and then you come back and he's a ghost, and he's haunting Simba. So
yeah, for sure.
Favorite Keyblade?
God, again, I feel like I'm going so basic, but I love Cage 1 Ultimate Weapon. It's so large and it's pretty, and it's also got the Dream Sword as the base, which is like the only actual bladed weapon that Sora ever wields. Everything else is like a blunt object, which I don't understand how he slices and dices through enemies with the dull end of a key. So when it's an actual sword, I like that. I think it's neat.
Yeah, it's their way of making it. Well, he's not cutting people up. He's just hitting them. He's bludgeoning
just bonking them on the head.
That's okay.
Bludgeoning them.
Yeah.
Right.
Favorite Kingdom Hearts song?
Oh, boy. Oh, man. Okay. I love A Very Small Wish, which is the Monstro field theme in KH1.
Yep.
I always tend to go like whimsical over epic when it comes to music. Like I want to put something on that I can like chill to or listen to at any time. Like I'm not always in the mood for like a Destati or like what's the fucking well, nobody likes Dark Domination from KH3, but that's the next epic song that came into my head.
Right.
Guys, you got to get David Russell and Keynote on just to hear them talk about how much they hate Ishimoto and Dark Domination. They
Really?
cannot stand that man or his work.
I didn't like Dark Domination in KH3 Vanilla because it had that weird loop problem, and it always take me out of it. And but they fixed it for Melody of Memory and
they'll
Remind,
tell you all
I
about
think.
bad loops. Yep, they're all about it.
Awesome.
But,
yeah, we'll have them on. I can't wait to talk to them about that.
For sure. But yeah, Very Small Wish, just a very mysterious, whimsical song. It's got a drop, it's just so good. My favorite field theme for sure.
Yeah, that I actually, we're not big fans of Monstro in general.
Yeah,
as a
I don't
world,
blame you.
but
it's an acquired taste.
Melody of Memory really like heightened my love for those songs.
Yeah, I appreciate
the battle
them more.
theme and the field theme. They're both
they're
really
both so
really good
good.
songs.
Yeah.
What's a world you would want in the next Kingdom Hearts? You can go Disney if you want, but you can go out of the box.
Interesting. Well, to go here, my dream one's always been Treasure Planet, right? And I was just told recently, like during a live stream, that
Yeah.
Treasure Planet was in the files for Dream Drop Distance.
Yep.
How on earth, whose fucking head has to roll that Treasure Planet got scrapped and Country of the Musketeers and The Grid got into Dream Drop Distance over that? That's like a crime against humanity, if you ask me.
Okay, the Musketeers are sauce, but yeah, the Grid, yeah, that can go, dude.
whatever. Agree to disagree. Well, it's mostly like the source material. Like you have all these Disney movies, right?
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
entire animated theatrical canon, and you go with this direct to DVD or VHS fucking Mickey Mouse, Donald, and Goofy. It's like it's purposefully confusing. You got iterations of characters who already exist. Like, why are you doing this to us? Why are you doing this to yourselves, and why are you doing this to us? So I can't believe Treasure Planet was scrapped there. In terms of what I would like, and I also think is actually likely, because I don't think they're going to do Treasure Planet. I think the time has passed. I think if it didn't get in Dream Drop, that was its last shot. I think Moana would be a pretty fun world. I think you can kind of riff on the Islander thing with Sora, and it's basically like a cartoony kind of Caribbean. I think they could go that kind of angle. Maui and Moana party members, a fucking Tamatoa boss fight. Yo, is there a favorite Disney villain song? Because it's Be Prepared first, but then it's Shiny by Tamatoa and Moana. That's a great song.
Yeah, dude,
I don't
it's
care what
really
anybody
good.
says.
It's really good.
Yeah. So that's my answer.
Good answer, dude. I think Moana would be sick. I hadn't watched it for a while, and then I went to Disney World and with my girlfriend, and we watched like the castle show, and they played the main song that everybody loves, and I was like, oh, maybe I should watch this movie. And then I ended up watching it. I was like, oh, this is a good movie.
Yeah, it's a solid, Disney outing for this news, because a lot of the older CGI ones, it was like they're still getting their footing. I didn't care for those, but I feel like after like Tangled, everything on, they've been pretty solid for sure.
For sure. Tangled kind of blew it open for him because Tangled's really good.
Yeah.
Who's the best Xehanort?
Okay, we gotta define what this means. Like,
So that
are we talking like?
To us, it means Ansem Seeker of Darkness, Xemnas, Young Xehanort, Terranort, or Old Man Xehanort.
Okay, let me rank them for you. Not only will I tell you my favorite, I'll rank them.
I love it.
Bottom is, Terra Xehanort really isn't a character. It's just two guys,
Right.
It's just two guys in one. They're sharing living space. I don't even really count that. I would say Young Xehanort, he's a lock for the bottom, but you included Terra Xehanort. I don't give a shit about Young Xehanort. Like, what's his thing? He time travels. Cool. He's a dick. Whoop-de-doo.
Say it
I can't
louder
imagine
for the people in the
anyone
back.
picking it. Like, really? You picked Young Xehanort? It's like you picked
Dude, you don't want
adjective
to talk
noun.
to buy own water then.
Really?
Yeah, that's
really?
their
Young,
favorite.
out of all of those options,
I
Young
know.
Xehanort?
Young
Again, the character whose name is adjective noun. That's what you picked?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
There's nothing going on there.
They're big fans of Young Xehanort.
Next, I would say Xemnas. I feel like he, I don't understand people who make, like, again, not to yuck anybody's yum, but he is not by far one of the top, half interesting organization members. Like, he shouldn't be anyone's number one. He shouldn't even be in your top half. All he's got going is a deep voice. Like, he doesn't have a personality, really.
Come on, the man has drip, though.
He does have drip. I will say that. His drip is undeniable. It's
and
impeccable.
as Aba pointed out, titties.
Yeah.
Titties, for sure, yeah.
You do got titties,
absolutely.
though.
Well, who else has titties? Ansem,
Yes,
Secret Darkness.
he
He's
does.
actually going to be my top though. He's number one for me. Which Nova
How
will
it
find
should
that
be.
appealing.
Yeah.
Master Xehanort's cool. Like I like the another archetype I like is like the contingency plan guy. Like I love in like Death Note, like Light Yagami. He's got like all these plans and backup plans for backup plans. So I like that character who like has all of these backup plans and like contingencies in case anything goes wrong. It's like, well,
plan for
ta-da, I
every
have 2 more bad
eventuality.
guys for you to fight. So he's going to be second from the top. And Ansem Secret Darkness is just, I honestly didn't care about him that much until KH3, but like the stuff they gave him to do with Ansem the Wise, his death scene, I love Ansem Secret Darkness death scene. I feel like he's talking to the player in that scene.
Yeah.
He's like letting you know there's more to seek. There's more games coming out. Like Melody Memories dropping next fall. Stay tuned. I love that. It's so good.
Well, and then I also really like him because he doesn't go away after KH1 because he's like still like haunting Riku in a very like Scar way. Right?
Yeah.
And then he's kind of there in a way like as Riku, right? And so you enjoy him more because you know he's actually a good guy. Like it's not actually Ansem Seeker of Darkness, but it's like it's the voice actor and it's like literally the face, and to see that like, hey, like this guy is still here, and then he's here in Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. So I don't know. I think he's dope.
I mean,
I absolutely
Xemnas,
love Richard Epcar.
Yeah, Richard Epcar and Billy Zane, they both do a great job.
Yes.
I mean, Xemnas always felt like one-offy to me. Like KH2 is the Xemnas game, right? But you don't even get that much of him. And then, you know, he's there in Dream Drop in 3. I think all of them go higher in 3. Like, I feel like I like all of them a little more. Like, even Young Xehanort, especially in Remind with that Master scene. I think that's like the best Young Xehanort scene because he has like some kind of intrigue to him there. Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
like,
he's not just, I'm evil. He's like...
Yeah, I'm evil and from the past. Whoop-de-doo, so's
Hopefully
everyone else
he's
in the
actually
series.
good in Dark Road as well. Because he seems kind of interesting in Dark Road, actually.
Yeah.
But that's like a different Young Xehanort, though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
that's like young
Xehanort is different than future Young Xehanort. It's
there's
weird.
2.
Yeah, it depends on how they bridge it. If I feel like it's actually the same character.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, yeah.
All right, well, that was probably the most in-depth answer on the Xehanort question we've got.
There you go.
I appreciate that. Best Melody of Memory song.
Okay, to play?
Yes.
Oh boy, man. It's got to be a boss fight song. Like with the boss fight setup, like I wish there were, I don't know why, I feel like it's such a fumble. They should have had, you know, one for Vanitas, one for like a Data, what's the bad final boss of Code? Is it Data Roxas? Is that who you fight at the end
Yeah,
of
it's
that?
Roxas, yeah.
There should have been like a Riku for the Days side or a Syax for the Days side. Marluxia, yeah, it's such a layup. And then you get, you know, the 3 big Xehanorts and Maleficent. It's like, okay. I would say I really enjoy the Force de Mal Ansem boss fight song. Yeah. When it's like in the boss fight format. I think it's so fun.
Well, and the nostalgia tied to it because it's literally just the fight from KH1. But
no, I'm sorry. It's not Force de Mal. It's Gardando Nel Buyo.
Yeah.
You said Force de Mal, and I was like, I don't think that's the name.
No, it's not. It's actually not in the game. That was one of the snubs on like my top 10 snub list from that game. Yeah. That's what I associate with Ansem, but it's really when he's big and he's got his titties out in World of Chaos.
Right.
That's that one.
Yeah, definitely. So this one's a little more switching gears here. What does being a member of the online Kingdom Hearts community mean to you, Pat?
Oh boy. You know, up until recently, I thought it was like, I really didn't pay it that much mind. Like, I was like, well, what is the community? You know, Reddit, where like I would try to post videos originally and I would get, you know, 7 upvotes and 2 comments, one of which would be like the Saint It Chief. You know, like, oh, is this the community? Right. But as I've been around, you know, for a longer amount of time, you know, I would say especially towards the end of 2020, you know, because I got pulled into the March Caprice of it all by Keynote, and then I got to see like, you know, there's some really cool down-to-earth people involved here, because I was very disconnected up until then. You know, nobody talked to me, nobody, you know, even would plug me or anything like that. So I would say for me, it means I'm just trying to be like a positive but like entertaining presence. Like I feel like, and I'm trying to be genuine, you know, I feel like a lot of people are so disingenuous. I'm not buying the act. I don't like the yelling and the screaming. I'm just trying to be a chill, entertaining presence, and I enjoy all the people that I've met. I mean, I've gotten to meet you guys. I've gotten to meet, you know, all those March Caprice people. Nobody that I've met personally has been, you know, they've all welcomed me with open arms is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So it's been a very comfortable and cool time for me these past couple of months. So I like it is my answer.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Feels good, man.
I've talked about this a lot recently, but everybody we've met from this community in that regard has been just the nicest people. You know?
And you kind of have to be, because I think this is an interesting subject, but like people who play all the Kingdom Hearts games and then don't absorb any of the messages. How do you play Kingdom Hearts 1 through Melody of Memory? How do you be a diehard fan of the series and then still be an asshole? How do you do that?
Yeah,
is it just fucking bonky in the head and like go one ear out the other?
There is.
I know, it's true. I've met them, like in real life. Even it's like I don't get it.
It's true, and that's kind of what I meant earlier when I was saying the people that were like on top there. To me, they don't represent Kingdom Hearts.
I'm comfortable with saying that, and if anyone wants to come for me for that, fine.
I've said worse, Pat. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I've said worse. I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah,
but they don't represent.
I'm literally shaking, trying to keep in all my toxic feelings.
He's shaking.
I'm literally shaking.
All right, question number 12, Pat.
Yeah.
What are your goals? Already? Yeah, you're on 12 already. What are your goals for the next year?
Okay, well, I want to. Well, there's like certain videos I have that are like these are they're almost do-it-yourself. Like they make themselves, is what I'm trying to say. So it's like Heartless Compendium, that's a big one that I did, boss ranking. I want to do like, a KH2 version for both of those. People really want those ones. I'm kind of been doing some offshoot stuff this past month, like, experimenting with like, I did a video about the manga. I did a video where my dad plays Kingdom Hearts that just dropped yesterday. So nice. I don't want to branch out early. Like that's a big fear of mine is because I love Kingdom Hearts, right? That's like the reason I'm here. But people ask me to do stuff on like Final Fantasy or like Pokemon or other shit. And like, I like all that stuff, but I always say it's, dance with the one you came with kind of thing.
Right.
I've seen it happen to people where, they get a little bit bigger, they have some traction and they think, oh, people are here for me. Not always the case. Sometimes they're here for the, the content specifically about the game that they like. So, I would like to do at least one like big essay video about like a Final Fantasy X by the end of the year. I kind of promised one of my patrons that I was going to do like an FF10 video. So that's like one of my benchmark goals, at least. And then I got Twitch on the side right now. So I've been able to at least, broaden my horizons a bit and, go into other games. And, it's equal parts like, casual playthroughs and then, design discussion and stuff like that. So I'm trying to like scratch that itch right now through Twitch and, kind of focus on Kingdom Hearts, at least for the foreseeable future on the channel.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. When you do that Final Fantasy X video, let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
I might wanna
hop on the mic, spit some bars. Yeah.
Dude, I'll rap like the shoe puff handler for you.
There you go. Yeah. Ride the shoe puff.
Ride the shoe puff.
I fucking love that guy.
Dude, he's the best. So the last question is not even really a question, but it's I want you to plug all your things to everybody listening out there.
Yeah, so Regular Pat on YouTube. My Twitch is Regular Pat YT, which I know you guys have had fun with making fun of before. Listen, Regular Pat was taken. I couldn't get it. So like,
wait,
YT.
Did we make fun of you for that?
You definitely did. I think one time you rated me, and I wanted to, because I'd never been rated before, so I wanted to see like what is that process like what does that entail. So I like went to your VOD, and you were like Regular Pat YT. Why the fuck are you YT, dude? You're on Twitch. So I was like, hey man, I'm yelling at my screen, pointing. Most of my interactions with you guys involve me yelling at a screen one-sidedly. So it's exciting that I can yell at you and you can respond. No, it's fine.
Grieve.
Yeah,
but only because we love.
Yeah, that's okay. But Regular Pat on YouTube, Regular Pat YT on Twitch. My schedule right now is the set schedule is like Tuesday, Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern. So that's when we start like the main game. Like right now, my main game is Final Fantasy VII Remake. That'll still be going on probably for weeks after this podcast comes out.
Nice.
And then the Saturday, like the weekend, it's not, this weekend's going to be different because of March Caprice, but usually there's a Saturday 2 p.m. slot. That's kind of like the offshoot game where it's not the main focus. So we've been doing Spyro the Dragon. We did a little bit of Crash Bandicoot. So a lot of like older games that have nostalgia for me. I like to do blind stuff like for the main stuff right now. And then I'll go back to like a KH2 or 3, like do a level 1 or some kind of, people want me to do a challenge run where I drink every time I die. So that could be interesting. You watch me die on stream.
That's dangerous. That's very
Nova's
dangerous.
done that. Yeah, Nova's done that with KH1 to, I think, success. I don't think he's dead last time I checked. So he made it. And then Twitter, Twitter is different. It's the subpar Patsby. little literary reference there for you. It's like the Great Gatsby,
Yeah.
but it's the Patsby, and he's not great. He's just subpar. The subpar Patsby. That's where you can see dog videos and shit like that.
Regular Pat YT was taken.
Regular, yeah, well, the Twitter goes back to like 2014, so I didn't know I was in an awkward position, because I had been tweeting for an audience of like 200 high school college friends, and then YouTube starts blowing up, and I can't do like in jokes about like the people we went to school with anymore.
Right.
So it's like I had to make a tweet. I was like, listen, you high school college people, I don't tweet for you anymore. I tweet for the YouTube people now. It's nothing business and strictly personal is what I said. So it's all been Kingdom Hearts since then. I try to at least.
Did you hear the people unfollowing you after you said that?
Fuck them. I don't need them anymore. They're not patrons. Some of them bullied me in middle school. Fuck them.
Yeah. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
That's funny. Pat, dude. What else?
Dude.
Did you go over all your demands? I want to make sure everything you wanted to say was
I think all my
said.
demands have been met. You said the M&M situation was going to be taken care of in my dressing room. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, the makeup and the wardrobe guy that you guys sent me was a little. I didn't really enjoy his attitude. He was a little. He kept mentioning about the regular Pat YT thing. He kept calling me a grown baby man.
I'll have to tell Tatsu to.
I was literally gonna make the same joke. Yeah, a lot of people say that about Tatsu.
Oh man,
I love you,
that's
Tatsu.
all right though. He's 3 strikes, right? 3 strike for Tatsu.
Yeah. We're not firing him yet.
No, but guys, this was great. I'd love to come back on whenever you guys are really desperate for a guest. I'd love to fill in and we can shoot
how's
the
next
shit.
week sound?
Yeah, let's do it. March Caprice time, whatever.
No, man, it's been great having you on and getting to know you a little bit, dude. And we will definitely talk more soon. We'll have you on very soon because this was great, man. And
awesome.
People have been like, I know I joked about you begging us, but people in our community have been like,
really?
Please, guys, just put regular Pat on. He really wants to come on. I was talking to him in Twitch chat, and he really wants
crying.
to. He said he'd give his kidney for us to go on.
I would.
Yeah.
In fact, I did. It'll be in the mail. So check your PO box.
You put it in one of those cooler.
I did. I don't want the value to depreciate.
Cha-ching. Beautiful.
There you go.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Jason, make sure you hit up our guy in the black market.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
That. All right, Pat. Thank you so much for coming on, dude. Actually, we've been doing this thing lately. We have our sign off.
Yes.
We say, and we've been letting the guests say it.
Oh, okay.
Would you do us the honor of
yeah,
saying
absolutely.
The
I think I know
phrase?
what it is. I think. May your heart be your guiding key. Is that it?
Thank you. That was perfect.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
That was beautiful.
Cool.
Now fuck off.
Yeah, then he says fuck off, and then we end the podcast.
Yeah, there you
Fuck
go.
off.
It's gonna cut right after that.